This is the Hot Slice Podcast, brought to you by Pizza Today magazine. I'm Kate Lavin, senior editor at Pizza Today, and I'm joined by executive editor Denise Greer. Hello, Denise.
Hello, Kate.
Happy National Pizza Month.
Happy National Pizza Month. It's October, which is my personal favorite month of the year. Unfortunately, where I live, it's still in the 80s. I don't know what's happening, but I need
Oh,
some fall weather. I need to put a hoodie on or a sweater or something, but right now it's shorts and tank tops. So,
oh my goodness.
yeah,
Didn't get the memo.
no, it's insane here in Louisville, Kentucky area. But we want the fall weather, so bring it. Speaking of fall, we are just running through. October goes so fast once it comes because we're already running into the second week of October. And I love what's happening with National Pizza Month. People are really getting out and celebrating. I've seen a lot of stuff go through Instagram. So make sure that you're tagging hashtag National Pizza Month so that we can see it. And if you want to, give us a little at Pizza Today on there, and that'll send us a notification that you're doing something that we need to look at. So make sure you're doing that. Loving the community stories. You're doing so well with some of those fun ones that are coming through, and we have a lot more. We're going to be celebrating community involvement all month long. We've decided that's what we're going to focus on for National Pizza Month. So if you want to share what you're doing in your communities, make sure that you email either me or Kate, and we'll try to get you into the month. So and then we'll put the emails in the show notes, email addresses in the show notes. The other thing is we are coming headstrong into Pie Awards deadline. So the deadline for Pie Awards is going to be Halloween. But don't wait until then, because I know how packed you're going to be at the end of the month. I know how insane that Halloween is for you. So make sure you start doing your Pie Award process, getting all your fun collateral or whatever you need to support your Pie Award nominations together and get those submitted. And by the way, our guest today won a Pie Award last year.
Woohoo!
So we are talking to Nick Sanford from Toss and Fire there in Syracuse, New York. And Toss and Fire last year won our Pizza Company of the Year Northeast. And I'm going to tell you what, they are on fire. He's doing so much with that concept. And let me tell you, he's got 3 locations, several trucks. He's doing pop-ups. He's at the New York State Fair. And when you find out how many pizzas that he crushed through 2 weeks at the State Fair, you're going to lose your mind. And you're going to probably call your State Fair and be like, hey, can I get into the State Fair? Because it's insane the number of pizzas that he was able to crush through at the State Fair. I loved it. And what do you think, Kate?
Absolutely.
Nick's such a great guy.
He was just a font of information. He talks about opening a commissary, which he's in the process of doing right now. He just hit his 10-year anniversary, and I feel like he's done 100 years worth of new innovations during that time. It was a really great conversation.
Absolutely. So if you're looking for a pizzeria to check out and see, how they've been able to do things effectively to grow their brand and last a decade and go into more decades, Toss and Fire are really doing it. So let's just hop into our conversation with Nick and just keep going.
Are you ready to elevate your bakeware game? Spokane, Washington-based Lloyd Pans is the trusted name for professionals and home chefs alike. For over 40 years, Lloyd Pans has been creating innovative food service, bakeware, and pizza pans and tools designed to deliver perfect results every time. Whether it's crispy golden pizza crusts or perfectly baked pastries, Lloyd Pans' durable, stick-resistant, and proprietary pan finishes are a game changer. Visit lloydpans.com to explore our full lineup and find your perfect pan today. Need shipping quotes or custom products? Email sales@lloydpans.com for personalized service. Performance Food Service is proud to deliver high quality products, innovative technology, and custom operational solutions to restaurants of all sizes across the country. The flagship division of Performance Food Group, with deep roots in the restaurant industry, Performance Food Service has been the exclusive distributor of the Roma family of brands for more than 65 years. This signature relationship has allowed Performance Food Service to become a leader in the pizza and Italian segment of food service nationwide.
Well, hey, Nick, thanks for joining us on the podcast today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
So your business has really grown. I mean, y'all are up to 3 locations, correct?
Yep.
And then how many trucks do you have now?
So we have three like full size food trucks,
Yeah.
like that look like UPS trucks kind of thing, like those size trucks. And then we also have like a little pull behind trailer that we still use for like some smaller events or as like an additional oven for some
Uh-huh.
events.
So y'all are just taking over northwestern New York, right?
Yeah, we're working on it. We're working our way throughout Central New York here. We're based in Syracuse, but we kind of travel within like an hour and a half or so. Um, and yeah, we're doing our thing.
Something I'm curious about is that growth strategy, like because you started with just a truck, correct? And then you got to your brick and mortars, and then you've expanded from there. Tell me a little bit about how you've been able to do that in the time
Absolutely.
frame since you opened.
Yeah, so we just celebrated 10 years earlier this year. But so when I started, I've been in the restaurant business basically since I was 14. My first job ever, I was in a pizza shop bussing tables at 14 years old, kind of fell in love with it
Yeah.
and always knew that I wanted to come back to it. And when I moved from Connecticut up to Central New York in 2013 and I was working for Panera Bread as a manager, and I really
Hmm.
just wasn't liking it anymore. I didn't want to do it. And something I noticed here in Syracuse is that there were no mobile pizza trucks. And in Connecticut, there were like pizza trucks everywhere. Like
Yeah.
it was very common. I noticed there were none here, so I started to do a little research and we bought a pull behind trailer from Breadstone Ovens out of Texas and
Hmm.
got started and people were really really receptive to what we were doing and we were popping up at farmers markets and different any event basically anywhere anyone would take us we would go to and try to sell pizza and from there you know we grew. Some of it was growth out of necessity, like we couldn't really operate the trailer effectively without uh like a like a real commissary kitchen. We were sharing space and
Hmm.
uh we used to the restaurant I'm sitting in is our first location and I used to drive by it to go to like a store like a supply store that was down the road. And I noticed that the pizza shop that was here was like they would be open one day, closed another day. It was like very sporadic.
Writing was on the
Um
wall.
yeah, so I ended up finding a I had a real estate friend and he goes, "Oh, I know the landlord. Let me put a call in." And we ended up renting half of this restaurant. The part I'm sitting in is our dining room. We actually didn't rent this until 2018, but we rented the other
Wow.
half in 2016. And we opened this little, 1,500 square foot, mostly takeout kind of thing. And it gave people who liked our trailer somewhere to go. And
Hmm.
it just kind of went from there. We ended up getting into food trucks. We opened a second location and then a
Yeah.
third. And the truck part of the business has really grown over the last 10 years. We'll do, gosh, I think over 100 weddings this year with the trucks. That part of it's really big. We do a lot of concerts, all kinds of different events, festivals, you name it.
Wow. I imagine being in Syracuse, your food truck season is kind of limited to a
Yes.
2 months. When is that you
Uh,
make
so
your business?
So we'll start sometime in March, depending on when the weather breaks, at the latest beginning of April. But usually, like we shut down end of October, middle of November, and by the time March rolls around, we're so eager to get back out there. So I've done some questionable events early in March in very very cold weather, um, just to get back out because we're always ready and excited for the season to start. Um, but so it's anywhere between 6 to 8 months, depending on the year and the weather pattern here. We had a really cold winter last year, so
Hmm.
we
Yeah.
really didn't try after November 1st.
Wow,
And
that's
we
coming up
started so
soon.
yeah, yeah, no, we're not too far away. We're this is it's been a very busy year. We're all you know we're ready for the break
Yeah.
to you know we do a lot of preparing for the next season on the off season and a lot of
Hmm.
planning and operational stuff and so we're looking forward to it. But
So
uh,
with a robust mobile business and then three locations, tell me a little bit about how what your focus is on your mobile so that you're not cannibalizing your brick and mortar locations. Like, how are you
yeah,
able to find that balance?
yeah, I think they kind of work together, right?
Hmm.
So the restaurants support the mobile supports the restaurants.
Hmm.
People, because you can get us anytime, basically now with the way we are. We used to only be mobile, and now for years we've had these brick and mortars, so
Yeah.
people can get us whenever they want. you know, we're kind of always out there reminding people that we exist. We're at
Hmm.
these festivals, we're part of these community events, we're doing PTO fundraisers and trunk or treats and, anything you can imagine, right? So I think it all kind of works together. I always call it like we've got this wheel of toss and fire here that someone comes and sees us in the restaurant, really enjoys their pizza, and decides that it should be a really great idea for our wedding or a graduation party or a corporate event or whatever it is. People are at a corporate event and they're like, wow, this pizza was really good. Where can I find them? They go look online, find out we have brick and mortars. And amazingly enough, I mean, we've been doing this for 10 years. I run into people almost on a daily basis out on the trucks that have no idea we have brick and mortars. And like we're literally everywhere and we're advertising that we have these things, but
Yeah.
it's just not everybody is looking at that stuff. So it all works together to kind of build awareness and help each part of the business grow, I think.
Absolutely. And you guys are hammering it. I mean, you're high volume pizzerias. I mean, I've seen
For
how
sure.
you guys have hammered. So, congrats to you on that.
Thank you.
What is it like trying to maintain a consistent staff when you have, half of your business that is only open for a few months out of the year? Do you move them
Yes.
over to your brick and mortar during the winter?
So it's a combination, right? We have some people, they work all year. They'll go like so my truck managers, for example, we're gonna slow down truck season here and they're gonna kind of go into the brick and mortars to help out. They'll help out with any kind of special projects and things that we want to work on in the off season to help us get better for the next season or just get better in general. So we have that set of people that work all year. We also hire a lot of like I would call them temporary, but they're like, they're school
Seasonal.
teachers. They're
Hmm.
school teachers. So they're really busy during the winter and they don't want to work in the restaurant, but
Yeah.
they have the whole summer available and they want to work. So we've had really great luck with school teachers. We hire a lot of college and high school kids that will do more seasonal kind of thing too. Um, so we build a balance between those two, between the all year team members and then the kind of seasonal team members. And it's challenging at the end of the season as like school and all that stuff is starting back up, and then but we're still kind of going. Like September is one of our busiest months, and we do the state fair at the end of the summer. So and then it's very the transition can be tough. It's always a little tough, but you know we get a little better at it each year and try to make it work.
That's awesome. You mentioned the state fair, so we cannot not talk about the state fair because like you sent us, I think, a press release earlier this year of what you were going to bring exclusively to this. So the state fair is like a huge deal for you.
It
And you
is.
have like exclusive pizzas and wings and things that you bring out just for the state fair. So what do you do with the state fair and how does it work?
Yeah. So in 2019, we started this. So I'll give you the background of this.
Hmm.
So we had been doing the fair since 2016 and
Hmm.
we did well. And, we're making money. It's 13 days. It's a fun event. We get to get out into the community. People travel from all over the state to come to this event. There's people from out of state that come to the event. It's a really good opportunity for people to try our food. Um, what I kind of noticed as I was at the fair is I would see who was getting more publicity about their either their setup or their truck or trailer. and it was people who were doing unique, different, exciting things, right?
Hmm.
What's the newest crazy deep fried burger stuffed between a
Yeah.
Twinkie covered in
Yep.
bacon, whatever it
That's the
is, right?
state
So
fair.
that's the fair. That's what they want. So I was like, well, what if we did pizzas that were just like a little bit crazy, like,
Yeah.
a little bit, a little bit out there
Yeah.
that aren't something we would necessarily sell in our stores. Not that we wouldn't, but like just we made them, we wanted to make them a little crazy. So that was the whole premise. And we started year one when we did it in 2019. We did like a pizza and we topped it with poutine. Like you had to do a fork to eat it. It was
Yeah,
this
give me
crazy
that.
Ooh.
Instagrammable thing. And like, we built off of that, and it was, I mean, it was a huge hit. We like doubled our sales that year compared to the last year because people were excited about something new and different other than just our normal specialty pizzas and our normal pizzas.
Yeah.
So we kind of built on that, and last year we got a really incredible opportunity to take over this like really, really visible, huge space that's in. It's called Chevy Court at the State Fair, and it was home to Dinosaur Barbecue, which is a really big brand here in Central New
Hmm.
York and Boston, New York. But
Yeah.
um, they had been there for like 30 years, and during COVID they stopped doing the fair.
Hmm.
So this spot was empty, and they weren't putting anybody there, and then they decided to let people bid on it.
Yeah.
I put my hat in the ring, thinking like I'm like they're not going to pick us, but let's give it a shot. And I put my hat in the ring, and I got a call from the state fair director that we were getting this spot, and I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. Can I come talk to you? Because I don't know anything about. I need to find out how this works." And we were going to be selling beer and wine slushies for the first time, and the space was like, I don't know, I think it's 60 by 50 feet or something.
Oh,
It's
wow.
massive,
Yeah.
and it's in the back of like where they do concerts there, and it's
Yeah.
everybody enters through the main gate, and they like pass this space. So it was a really like highly visible place. So we took over that space last year, and then we kind of doubled down on our fair exclusives. I started
Hmm.
using pizza bibs, and we did a free pizza for a year contest with where people could like do the pizza bib and tearware and share and post on social media, and then we
Yeah.
get literally hundreds and hundreds of people doing that throughout the 13 days. And um yeah, so every year we now it's like a thing we plan every year. Early in the year we get together, we start throwing out ideas for pizzas, and then we test them, and we vote and figure out like what we think tastes the best, and then that ends up being what goes onto our menu, and then we bring
Yeah.
some of the ones back we did previous years. And we've kind of created this thing that like people in Central New York are excited and looking forward to every year. That's a part of the fair now, and it's been really cool to do it and to see how people respond to it.
That is awesome. And I love your some of your pizzas this year were just crazy. Like you have the Cajun Crunch burger
Yeah,
pizza.
yeah.
That one sounds so good.
It was so
Uh
good.
yeah.
You get the crunchy from the chips and the spiciness from the Cajun, and the we did dinosaur barbecue sauce, which was an ode to the place that used to be in our
Yeah.
space. So we put their sauce on it, and my father-in-law came up with that pie. It was fantastic, really delicious.
See, that makes so much sense. I
Yeah,
love it. And
yeah,
I absolutely love the sweet corn pizza. I live in
yeah.
Indiana, so
Nice.
it's what we live by is our corn.
Love it.
So,
Love it.
that's awesome. Um, what do you when you do the state fair, because you said it runs just a couple weeks in the
Mhm.
year. How many pies are you banging out at the state fair? Do you
Yeah.
have kind
So
of a like a number on that?
yeah. So this year we put out in 13 days we did 21,000 pizzas. Um,
Insane.
Yeah, so two food trucks and then an additional station with an oven. So we had three ovens going at lunch and dinner every day, pretty much every day. Maybe
Yeah.
not some of the slower days, but um, yeah, we peaked out. I think our busiest day, maybe it was 2,500 pizzas we did
Hmm.
on like a Friday or Saturday. I don't remember the exact one, but it was 21,000 for the 13 days.
Yeah.
And it's just, I mean, it's just a crazy operation to put out that kind of volume. But again, we're in
Yeah.
this huge space. We had like 37 people working at the
I would
peak.
say, how many staff are
Yeah,
you pulling to work State
yeah,
Fair?
37 people. We closed one of our stores to do it,
Oh,
and
wow. Okay.
yeah. so we pulled all the staff from one of our stores because we have a store that's about 5 minutes from the fairgrounds. So we closed
Ah,
that store, um, and did, brought that whole staff over plus our truck staff, and then we hired temporary workers just for the fair.
hmm.
Um, and yeah, it's a whole it's a crazy thing. I mean we plan it for months
Yeah.
in order to execute it. We'll spend a good 6 months planning for it.
You do a lot of marketing and communications before the fact. I know because I received some of it. And
Yeah,
then on your social, you're just like hitting it. We're going to be at the state fair. We're going to be at the
yeah.
state fair. I think that that obviously pays off for you.
Mhm.
When do you start planning? So when will you start planning for next year? Are you already in the works with next year's state fair?
So not the food per se yet, but so we always meet right after it. We dissect what worked, what didn't, take notes so that we don't forget about things that we want to change for next year. And then early in the new year, we'll start to really work on things. We'll have like those test meetings with the food, like, hey, we're gonna make a list of what we want to try. We're gonna try these things. Like one of my ideas that we didn't get to do this year, but I wanted to do it because it's a really hot item right now, was that Dubai chocolate. We were gonna do a Dubai chocolate pizza, and I went crazy trying to figure it out, and it just didn't like, you ate the bar is delicious. You put it on a pizza, or you put the ingredients on a pizza, and it's just not the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so sometimes we have ideas that we think are going to be the best thing ever, and they don't work out. Um, but like we'll start early next year, kind of planning for that event. That doesn't start till August, but yeah, no, it's a very involved thing that we spend months planning, and then, you know we're there a week before to set up. We're there 2 days after breaking down. And then really we're kind of breaking down for weeks after, like internally, because we've got stuff from the fair and storage and all these crazy things. But it's quite an operation.
How do you manage the storage for the fair? Just there must be so much dough, so many ingredients. Do you utilize the store that's close by, or do you have areas on site you can use?
So we have a lot of stuff on site. So US Foods gives us like a refrigerated truck. So we have like a legit walk-in fridge and freezer, basically, the
Oh, wow,
bigger than I have
nice.
in any of my stores. So we're able to keep tons of product. And we operate. I opened up like a commissary kitchen this year for. It started for our food trucks, but we're actually in the process of moving all of our dough production there for all of the stores. Um,
Nice.
but we have this whole commissary where we've got walk-in fridges and freezers and, tons of space, cooking equipment, et cetera. So my office is there now, and we're kind of making that the base of things. It was the base for our food trucks this year, which worked out incredible. We had been running all the food trucks from this store, and basically we were running four locations out of one location, and it was just everybody was tripping over each other. It was too much.
Ooh, do you have any advice for other people who might be looking for a commissary kitchen, things you learned by trying to find this spot?
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, we were looking for some kind of second generation restaurant space pretty much, but we got incredibly, incredibly lucky. And the space we found was a tortilla company. So they were making
Oh.
tortillas in this building. It was like a local tortilla company. They had bought an old garage, like it was just like a mechanic garage.
Mm-hmm.
They gutted the entire place, like
Yeah.
gutted the entire place. They put grease traps in, they put sinks in, there were hoods, all this stuff was
All the
there.
expensive stuff.
All the expensive stuff. Yep, exactly. All the expensive stuff was there. I had to put in a walk-in and stuff
Yeah.
like that, but all the expensive stuff was there, and it was like a dream. It was like a dream location. I couldn't have asked for, other than it having a walk-in and a couple other pieces of equipment. It really had everything we needed. So we were able to move into there and start running our trucks out of there this season. So that was a really big improvement for us. But I mean, I would say second generation restaurant spaces that aren't like on a main road, right, for a commissary kitchen because I don't need
Yeah.
traffic to go buy my commissary kitchen because
Yeah.
I don't need people to walk into it, right?
Yeah.
So um second generation spaces. I was looking at like warehouses. I was looking at because I wanted places to store the trucks. Like I wanted to be able to park the trucks and
Hmm.
um have a dedicated thing. So we put in fencing and like we ran electrical for all the trucks. So we have places
Hmm.
the trucks can plug in and kind of do our own thing. So um we did it a really hard way for a long time. And then we're like, okay, well, this is if we're gonna do this, this is what we want to do eventually. And I kind of had a plan for that when the opportunity finally came up.
Yeah, you had me really peaked when you started talking about a commissary. I did an article recently on
I read it. Yeah.
commissaries,
Yeah.
and the cool thing was, and everyone is different on when they bring in a commissary, but it seems
Hmm.
like at store three is when
Yep.
people really start going, it might be a good idea to make sure we have the same quality coming out of every store. So maybe we look at a
Yep.
commissary. So with the trucks and the restaurants, what were you hoping to do as far as the dough production? To bring everything in and then get it out to all the location spots and trucks.
So we've only done it for the food truck so far.
Hmm.
Last week we had Parents Weekend at one of our locations that's close to Syracuse
Yeah.
University. So we actually did all of their dough for the weekend.
Hmm.
And next week we're starting to roll out one of our locations there. And then we're going to add in number two and number three. But basically we've rearranged the kitchen so that all the dough stuff is we have like this big main room where the walk-in
Hmm.
is and the cooking equipment is, and then there's just like a lot of space.
Yeah.
And then we have a side room that has like our dish area and more storage and stuff like that. So we kind of rearrange everything to get ready for this process.
Hmm.
Um, and then we put together like I just put together like an online ordering thing for my managers to order dough every day. So
Yeah.
they're going to order dough like they order from US Foods or Cisco kind of thing. Um, and I'm in the process of putting all the SOPs together for
Yes.
for just the whole thing, right? So,
Yeah.
how does dough production work? How do we date it and have labels and rotation and you
Hmm.
know all of that stuff? But the goal, the eventual goal here is we're starting with dough, but what we'd really like to do is like everything there.
Yeah.
We're going to start with dough. We want to, we prep like our salt potatoes for our salt potato pizza, which is our best selling normal
Yeah.
normal pizza. Um, Things like that, our house made marinara, our pizza sauce, our
Hmm.
different toppings that we make, and all these different, all these sauces and whatnot, different things. But that's the eventual goal. And since we're going to be delivering dough, it obviously would make sense to deliver all those other things too, and kind of centralize everything, control it, easier to do quality assurance
Hmm.
stuff, like to make sure everything is how it's supposed to be, if it's all being done in one location, and then going to the individual stores. So
And being able to free up your staff from prep is
yeah,
is huge. Like I don't
yeah,
think people realize how much time goes into prep, not pizza making, just the
yeah,
actual pre-prep before pizza making.
absolutely.
So have you crunched those numbers of what it's gonna save you on a store level by doing the
Yeah,
commissary production
yeah.
items?
So we broke down what we think we're spending on. We really only looked at dough, to be honest with you, to
Hmm.
start.
Yeah.
But like dough is such a big part of what we do,
Yes.
right? And
Yeah.
at the store level, we don't have any kind of machinery other than the dough mixers. But at the
Hmm.
commissary level, we've got a dough roller, we have a dough divider. Like, I mean, that stuff saves countless, countless hours versus individually portioning doughs, individually rolling doughs. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
it's just like crazy amounts. So we think we're going to save somewhere between 30 to 40 labor hours a week.
Wow. That's
We'll
big.
see if that's what it actually ends up being, but
Yeah.
that's what we think we're going to save just based on how many hours we're spending doing dough across three locations.
Hmm.
Uh, Making dough, we bulk ferment our wood fire dough. it's just the process is they just take time, right? And then we're
Yeah.
doing it three different times and we're paying for three different groups of team members to do that, right? When
Yeah.
really one group of team members can do it, and then we've got to add in the delivery time and stuff. But
Hmm.
um, we think it'll be somewhere between, maybe it's 20 to 40 hours, somewhere between 20 and 40 hours
Yeah.
we'll end up saving. But um, I look forward to finding out what that is
Yeah. Well, you'll have to keep us posted on that. That sounds awesome.
for sure.
Did any of your staff members volunteer to go to the commissary, get out of the kitchen and have a little bit more, sounds like relaxed maybe. experience?
Um, so I've taught, to get it started, like I want to oversee it for the next however many months as we're kind of getting it started. And then I've kind of pick and chose some of my key players that are from the trucks that won't have as much to do over the winter,
Great
that
idea.
I can say, these are some of my really, really, really good people that can help me do this. So um I that's kind of how I've gone about it.
Yeah.
But I'm sure I'll have some people that are interested in doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Handpicking your key people.
Yeah.
That's huge. I love that.
Yeah.
Um, as you've grown the business, and now that you're going into your second decade,
It's crazy.
what's on your mind as far as like how you want to grow the business and what you're focused on moving forward? Because you've hit a milestone that not many restaurants have hit. I mean, surviving past 5 years
Yeah.
is a feat. So doing double that is just amazing.
Yeah, so I mean, right now I'm really focused on standardizing as much as I can,
Hmm.
getting the consistency the best that I possibly can. And I
Yeah.
think the dough stuff and then eventually the rest of the prep items will
Hmm.
create a consistency that there's no other way we could make it that consistent without doing that. So that's my really big focus right now, and kind of staying where we are. Something I'm getting into right now, which has been fun because I'm from Connecticut. We started doing New Haven style pizza pop-ups about a year ago.
Yeah,
Um,
they look
and
good.
I don't thank you. I don't know if that's going to turn into anything else yet, but that's kind of something that's on my mind. But other than that, it's really just continuing to tighten up our operations the best we can, and getting things as consistent as we possibly can. And I think that the commissary thing is the next best step for that for us.
Hmm.
Um, and I'm excited to kind of see how it works out.
That's amazing. I love it. Well, we wish you the best with it, and you've got to keep us posted on what's happening. And I
Yeah,
can't wait for you to send me your releases of your fair exclusives next year because
will
it's going to be
do.
really fun. I'm sure you're gonna top everything from previous years. So.
We're gonna try our best for sure.
Well, get into winter and kind of, lay low a little bit, but I'm
I
sure you're
planning on it.
already ramping up. You don't know how to lay low, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, it's a balance of those two things. There's on one day I wanna relax a bit, and one day I'm like, oh, this is a really cool idea. We should do this. And
Yep. I feel
I
you.
live in those two worlds pretty much all the time. But
Congratulations on your big anniversary.
thank you so much.
That is awesome. Well, you take care, and we loved having you on the show, and we'll catch you around either at Pizza Expo Columbus, maybe.
Yep, I'm
Uh,
going to Columbus. I'll be there.
okay,
I'm
sweet. Well, we'll see you.
competing for the first time.
Make sure you stop by the
Woo!
Pizza Today booth and
Yeah,
say hello.
I will be there for sure.
Awesome. Well, we will see you there. All right. Take
All right.
care. Have a good day.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
All right. See ya.
Bye.